How do you power the highest end PCs with the latest cutting edge hardware? With this. It's the Dark Power Pro 12 series from Be Quiet, a no-compromise, top-of-the-line range of PSUs built to power the most demanding systems. As of right now, there's only two models to choose from in the family. There's either 1200 or 1500 watts. I have the 1200 watt model here to show you today. If that sounds like too much, and it probably will to a lot of system builders, Be Quiet also has the non-Pro Dark Power 12 series with 750, 850, and 1000 watt models. So if you want a premium PSU, but you don't have those crazy high power requirements, then that non-Pro series might make more sense. Now, when I talk about this being high-end, I mean everything about it. Even the box is premium. I almost feel like I need to keep it because it's too nice to throw out. The cables and accessories come in this separate box over here. We get a user's manual with a bunch of setup information, and you should probably actually pay attention to it because it tells you how the 6 12-volt rails are split and how to connect different GPU configurations. This package has a whole bunch of different accessories and hardware. This is the overclocking key that basically lets you choose between single or multi-rail operation. That could be useful for serious overclockers. These are just some Velcro cable ties, definitely useful for big PSUs with as many cables as this one. Here's a pack of combs, cause guess what? The stock cables come individually sleeved right from the factory. Not something you're gonna see every day or very often, and it's a pretty big deal if you ask me. And these two little packs have some screws and mounting hardware to get the PSU attached to your case. Let's take a look at this main power cable. I've never seen one this big before. It's huge and heavy. Kind of gives you an idea of the level of power you're dealing with here. All the cables with the drive connectors come on top, so we'll take a look at those first. This is the end that plugs directly into the modular section of the PSU. Overall, this is a really nice cable. Like, the individually sleeved design just elevates the whole package to the next level. I'm just going to take these and put them off to the side for now while we take a closer look at the main cables, and then we'll jump back in and take a close look at each type of connector that you get after we finish getting all this stuff unboxed. That's the main 24-pin power cable for your motherboard, and man, what a nice solid feel. Everything's so premium, I love it. People pay good money for aftermarket cables to get this type of look, and that's why it's so awesome to see that it comes like this right out of the box. There's a pile of CPU power and PCI Express cables, and there's quite a bit here to support multiple GPUs and high-performance mainboards and processors. There's a total of 17 cables, and that's the same for the 1200 and 1500 watt models. Connectors include one 24-pin ATX, one P8 CPU, one 4+4 CPU, 10 6+2 PCI Express, 8 Molex, 16 SATA, and 2 floppy. That's a lot of connectors, and it's what I like to see from a PSU in this class. There shouldn't be any worry about not having enough connections for all your drives, GPUs, lighting, and whatever else you want to cram into your high-end build. Alright, let's get the unit out now. This thing's a beast. It weighs over 2 kilograms or almost 5.5 pounds. It's got a beautifully finished aluminum frame with brushed details and reflective lettering. It looks so nice. The fan side's completely covered with a nice black wire mesh to keep dust out, but also keep air flowing at the same time. You can see through there that the fan's actually frameless, and it sits in the middle of a funnel-shaped inlet. This is a custom-tuned Silent Wings fan made specifically for Be Quiet's PSUs. It's not the same as the off-the-shelf Silent Wings case fans. It's been designed to provide the quietest operation possible while keeping the internal components cool. According to the noise chart, it's virtually silent below 50% load and maxes out at just 25 decibels at 100%. Modular connectors are all clearly labeled, including which rail they're being powered from, and that should help with complex setups and multi-GPU configurations. The back end has your typical mounting holes, plenty of ventilation, main power in, and a big on-off toggle switch. This model comes with the highest 80+ titanium efficiency certificate with a rating up to 94.7%. Even if you're generally not concerned about efficiency, it actually matters for high wattage units because it means less power consumption, therefore less heat, and an easier cooling operation, which means less noise. And all that stuff can get out of hand pretty quickly with less efficient, more wasteful power supplies. Internal components are top tier, including full digital control, all wire-free design, and reliable Japanese capacitors. And clearly Be Quiet's confident in the design because they back these units with a 10-year warranty, so clearly they're made to go the distance, even in the most demanding systems. These PSUs operate by default with 6 separate 12-volt rails. This overclocking key that we talked about in the unboxing gives you the option to combine all those rails into one single monster rail. And while that might not seem like a big deal for the average user, extreme overclockers and power enthusiasts are probably going to appreciate that. So they can really push their system as far as they can and extract every last drop of performance. And I like that they included this as a separate sort of optional accessory, because if it doesn't interest you, you just leave it aside and don't worry about it. I think it's pretty safe to say Be Quiet's not after your average user with this series. They're going after the highest level system builders, extreme overclockers, and people that just need to have the best of the best. As you can probably imagine, all this definitely doesn't come cheap. You should be prepared to throw down some serious cash if you want to get your hands on one. But for that cash, you're getting top of the line everything with zero compromises. Be quiet. I have just one thing to say to you that could make this any better than it already is. It would be absolutely unreal if there were some color options for those individually sleeved cables. If people could pick between like black, white, gray, orange, red, green, or whatever at the time of purchase, that would just take this whole thing to the absolute next level. Because let's face it, black looks awesome, but it's just not going to go with every system build. And when you're shelling out this kind of money, or even if it costs a little bit more to give us that option, I think some users would definitely go for it, myself included. So keep that in mind. All right, everyone, I'm going to have the purchasing links, specs, more details, and all that good stuff down in the description for you. Thanks for watching. Give the video a thumbs up on your way out, and we'll see you soon.